Good morning, everybody, and good afternoon over there in Dubai. Today I have
Hi,
Mohammed.
Andy.
Great to meet you. So we have
You
Mohammed.
too.
He's the co-founder of Truzta. And without further ado, we would love if you can introduce your product and your company and what you guys do over there.
Sure. Hi, Andy. Good morning, everyone. So, thank you so much for this opportunity to bring me into this one-on-one webinar or podcast or whatever it is. So, I'm Mohammed Aadhil. I'm co-founder and CTO of Truzta. So, Truzta is a unified compliance automation platform, like where we are unifying the robust security testing and compliance automation in a single unified platform. So we provide security compliances like ISO 27001, SOC 2, GDPR, HIPAA, and other 20 plus frameworks. And along with that, we do the integrated security testing like CSPM, source code review, DAST, which is dynamic application security testing, automated penetration testing, then automated access reviews, and we provide end to end, starting from the gap assessment and whatever the security assurance which we need to takes place for every companies, right? Start from the code, network, infrastructure, cloud, APIs, till the certification. That's our major USP when it comes to compliance. Other compliance automation platforms, they are just stick with compliance, so still the companies needs to go for another vendor for security related assurance certifications or security solutions. So we provide everything into the single module. So we our target is like SMBs and startups where they cannot afford multiple security solutions, and at the same time they have to focus on their go to market, right? So they cannot just focus on the compliances alone because the compliances are so complex. So that is the reason our platform will take full responsibility and provide end-to-end automation till they are compliant. So that's our main objective of the Trust.
Sounds like you guys provide a pain pill, not a vitamin. So
Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
very necessary work that every company has to do, but nobody likes to do all the paperwork and go through all the necessary to
Yeah, yeah,
be able to
yeah.
do it. So yeah, what are the biggest challenges I guess organizations face today in terms of GRC?
Yeah. So the main challenge is GRC. First of all, GRC is a complex element because it depends between an organization to organization, country to country, and sector to sector. For example, if you are a fintech, right, then you need to get comply with multiple compliances before even launching a product. Right, if you are in US, you need to have the SOC 2 mandatory, you need to have the PCI DSS mandatory. If you are serving for European Union, you need to have a GDPR mandatory. So a company, a startup or SMB or a medium level companies where they are going to launch their product. So now the compliance is mandatory. At the same time, it is complex because of multiple controls involved. A product owner or an entrepreneur or a startup or SMB, they might not know all these controls, which is frequently changing year on year basis. Because if the new releases, if the new compliance or new controls, new versions are released, then the old version will be obsolete. So you need to be keep on updated about those things. And the second pain point is you need to have a lot of manual works. So currently in the current era, people are using Excel sheets. Like still they are using Excel sheet for maintaining the compliances, maintaining the checklist, maintaining the policies, maintaining the evidences. So where the problem is, if, as long as there is a manual, you will be having a lot of time consuming over there. So these are the two major challenges. One is the complexity of the nature, because the compliance itself a complexity. The second one is that there are a lot of manual overheads in terms of maintaining the compliance. So we are solving these two problems, whereas our clients or the prospects do not need to worry about what is the version which is coming to the next year. So you don't need to worry about those things. You leave that part to our product. So our product will take care, automatically adopt to every new versions. and there are no manual work. So everything is automated, starting from policy to the evidence collection till the workflows. Everything is automated, and the workflow is already predefined and pre-built. So you just simply need to focus only on your product and the marketing, and you can get more business with this compliance. Because the main problem is, if you're going for any enterprises, right? So they will not let you in without security compliance. So that's the main. It is there in this B2B segment. So if you're going to do a business with the bigger enterprises, the first question they are going to ask you about your ISO certification or SOC 2 certification. So this is mandatory now. It's not for your security, it's your sales enablement. So that is the main challenge which we are having it right now.
Yep. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
How's the role of the compliance professionals changed over the last couple of years, and how does AI play into that?
Yeah. So compliance professionals, as I said, they are heavily depends on Excel sheets. And still, I agree, there are big organizations, they are using GRC products. Like it is only applicable to the big four or big enterprises where they can afford the solutions because it's too expensive. So other professionals or other compliance consultants, there are so many auditors are available. They are utilizing checklist. They are till now they are a checklist enablers, but now AI is changing their routines, because most of the items when we are talking about compliance, it's about checklist. So validating the checklist, preparing the checklist, maintaining the checklist. So these are routine tasks, so which is now automated by the AI agents, especially the AI agents. So you do not need to sit and do an idle task again and again. So AI will take care of this everything. So rather than this, so compliance professionals now they can work on top level strategy, especially in terms of security strategies and in terms of mitigation strategies, because AI can provide you the mitigation guidance, but the strategy will be different between companies to companies, right? So you need to implement those strategies, and your the compliance professionals are now more into value driven instead of like doing the assembly line workers. So that's the major change in terms of AI.
Anything else that AI can do to enhance risk assessment?
So, in terms of risk assessment, AI is evolving your. So right now, how the risk assessment is happening, right? It's like 6 months once or annual once, and it is like scheduled task which is done by the manual auditors. So moving forward, it won't be like that. So the risk assessment will be real time, and your systems will be integrated into the platforms, into the AI agents. So based on that, every real-time risk will be considered, calculated, and automated, and it will be immediately trigger an alert and trigger a risk, and it will be assigned to a particular spot, who needs to mitigate those risks along with the mitigation plans. So it is right now completely automated risk, and the more important thing is the risk is real time. It's not something which we are having it in manual, or which we are having it in Excel sheet. Sometimes, as a compliance professionals, everybody knows this. So the risk will be completely different from the sheet, and the actual risk is completely different. So because of the manual interventions, because of the manual auditing, there are a lot of misconfigurations or missed during those audits. So the risk assessment moving forward, everything is automated, everything will be validated, and everything will be accountable. So you do not need to worry about it, and there won't be a second chance of missing anything. So everything is based on the integrations, based on the events. So it will be identifying each and every risk associated with the products or platforms or an organization. So that's the main change in terms of the risk assessment. And also, especially our Truzta agents, we are having AI agents. So it will be like automatically, as per any compliance standards, you need to do the risk assessment at least every year once, right? So what we are our agents doing, so we have frequent workflows which is built on top of the agents. So even if you forget, our risk assessment agent will automatically gather the evidences, and it will start the risk assessment autonomously. So you don't need to touch anything. So even if you forget, just forget it, right? So we will take care of, our system will take care of everything, and it will start the assessment, and it will communicate to the stakeholders based out of the risk, and it will ask the mitigation plans, everything. And ideally, our objective is to reduce the risk and in a real-time basis. So that's what Truzta is doing in terms of the AI risk assessment.
What would you say for people that might be, averse to using AI or automation? Is there any downside risks, or would you like to dispel any of those potential risks that somebody might think they have today that actually don't?
Yeah. So actually, we have in this transition after this AI, we have in this transition more than 1 year. We have similarly we have a webinar in Australia in one of the famous cybersecurity event. So during that time, we have launched our initial AI gap assessment, risk assessment tool. So during that time itself, there are some concerns in terms of the data privacy. So yes, I do agree over the risk, but the thing is, it's up to you how you control the data, and
Yep.
you, in the sense, it depends on the organization and it depends on the service providers. So what we do as a Truzta, so we do not use any third-party APIs like ChatGPT, OpenAIs, or Cloud, or DeepSeek, or any other third-party one. So rather than that, we built our own models, which is controlled by us. So we are not sharing the data. We are not sharing your data to any third-party AI service providers, and they do not, they cannot learn with your data. So that's the assurance which we are providing. There is something called blind GPT, where we are using a pseudonymization and anonymization for your data, and we are not exposing everything to the AI. Rather than that, we are completely anonymization of your data. So that's one of the major risks in terms of data privacy. But there are many other ways to prevent those risks. So currently, you don't need to worry about those elements.
Sounds like you guys really thought through it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. I guess what are some of the measurable benefits of using AI-driven GRC automation in terms of like
Yeah,
cost and savings and efficiency? Do you
yeah.
guys have any examples maybe that you could share?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we do have a real-time example actually. So we have released a tool, which is a free tool, basically based out of AI, basically for the gap assessment for one of the compliances like ISO 27000. So within 5 minutes or 10 minutes of time, the gap assessment will be completed along with the policies required by your organization. So whatever the policies, even if you do not have, it will simply ask few questions. Based on that, it will generate the entire policies which is tailored for your organization. So the time what we are talking about, we are reducing 80% of your manual workloads in terms of your audit preparedness, audit readiness, right? And the second part is cost. So the cost between your traditional compliance and using AI compliance platforms, which is reducing around 50 to 60% with apple to apple. Because why the cost is increased on the manual or traditional compliance? Because of the timelines and because of the mandates. But when it comes to AI, so we are reducing the timelines 10x. For example, in a manual compliance, a certification will take around 4 to 5 months. Okay, but in with our platform, you can get within 4 to 8 weeks with
Jeez.
end to end everything, including the security assurance and compliance both together. So that fast, which is based out of multiple integrations, like around 200 plus integrations, we are having it in our platform. So with these integrations and security automation, we are reducing the timeline. Because of this, the cost is reduced to 50 to 60% compared to the traditional compliance. And the another part, especially when it comes to Truzta, and there are so many other compliance automation platforms currently available, but they do have the hidden cost in terms of security, security auditing feature, because they are utilizing third-party agents like AWS Security or Azure Security Center
Mhm.
for, and integrating with their platform. So it is increasing your monthly recurring costs for your AWS bill as well as Azure bill. So we are terminating those costs by providing our own security agent, where it will not bill you any extra dollar for your AWS billing. That's one of the major advantage of using Truzta in terms of cost efficiency. That's the reason we say 50 to 60 percentage you can save from the manual traditional compliance. At the same time, you can save 30 to 40% from the current existing compliance automation platforms. So that is the major advantage of using Truzta.
You guys really are the one-stop shop.
Exactly.
Yep, and I would say also too, time is money, right? So we talked about closing enterprise deals, getting to market, getting in compliance, a lot more quickly allows you to close deals and
Yeah.
increase your sales pipeline. The other part too, of course, is that these professionals that are working on these certifications are probably pretty expensive, right? How much do those people run usually on an hourly basis?
So it depends. It depends between organization to organization. Actually, for any compliances, it's always start with a number of employees in your organization. That's how the frameworks are set. And so for information, in one compliance frameworks like ISO 27001 or SOC 2, it can go up to 60 to 70,000 US dollars per year. So including everything. So whereas we, if they use Trustdar, so it will be like around 10 to 15,000 US dollars with everything. So that's the difference.
That's a huge savings. Now you can quantify it. So yeah, for any growing business out there, and there's some very meaningful savings there. I guess
Yeah, it's because of the automations. It's not because of the quality. It's because of how you automate to reduce your time. That's the main thing. That's why the mandates are reduced.
it's doing the busy work. You don't lose any of the
Yeah,
quality.
yes.
So I guess how else do you see AI, emerging AI technologies further enhancing compliance automation in the future, especially over the next 5 years?
Yeah. So right now there are no dedicated compliance LLMs for cybersecurity, as well as there are many other LLMs available for SOC, which is different security operations center modules, but not in terms of compliance LLM. So there will be definitely, even we are also working on it. So there will be definitely a dedicated LLMs for compliance specific objectives. And the main thing which we are working on right now, and even the industry is moving towards agentic compliance platforms. So what is the difference between the AI powered and the agentic means? The AI agents will validate the evidence, will vet the evidence. So everything will be ready before the auditor arrives. So it is like a self-autonomous. So like everybody knows Tesla. So if a car can be driven self-autonomous, why don't a compliance can driven be self-autonomous, right? So this is the objective of a compliance auditor. It's objective of the compliance regulatory body to validate everything before the audit. So that is the main objective of an AI agent, to complete the agentic approach in terms of driven the compliance driven platforms. So in another 5 years, this will be like the top in terms of compliance. It is like a self-autonomous AI agents. So that is the main objective for the AI companies to reach in next 5 years.
Do you see any other changes for compliance coming up in the future, especially with the ever-evolving cybersecurity issues? Where do you see that going in the next 5 years?
Sorry. Yes. So based on the evolving cybersecurity issues, compliances are keep adding their controls. So I would like to recommend two compliances like SOC 2 and ISO 27001. So ISO is adding their controls every 3 years based out of the evolving cyber risks. So for example, there are many controls were not implemented like in 2013 version, but it was updated in 2022 version, and especially related to third party risks, threat intelligence, and supplier management. These items are it was not involved in the previous versions, but the cybersecurity risks are mostly into these cyber third-party supply chain attacks. So they involved these such controls over the recent version. Similarly, every other compliance, like when it comes to privacy, it is GDPR or ISO 27701. They are evolving the new compliance frameworks. Even ISO, there is another new version called ISO 42001, which is only for AI LLMs, like AI first companies. So if there is AI first companies, they are developing LLMs, if they are developing AI agents, if they are hardcore working only on the AI, they have a separate compliance to be obtained, so which is called ISO 42001. So based on the new cybersecurity threats and issues, compliance bodies, regulatories are keep on changing their controls. So that is the main reason we as a platform, we do have something called common control frameworks. We are now mapping the multiple compliance controls into a single specific control codes, where you do not need to work multiple times. So you just need to set up everything one time. Even though if there is any new updates released, so our platform will take care by itself. So you don't need to worry about it. That's the objective, the goal which we are working on it.
That's great. So just to reiterate, for anybody that's just tuning in now, what are some of the top reasons why people should pick your platform up today, and why they should especially choose it over other platforms available today?
Yeah, so actually, there are some real-time use cases which we are having it. One of the main reason, which I already mentioned in the previous, uh, so currently other compliance automation platforms are not providing the security assurance. So these clients or users, they have to go and select some other vendors to get the security assurance. This is number one reasons currently the users are switching to us, right? We have the users from top compliance automation platforms switching and moving to Trusta because of this reason. Because managing multiple vendors is big difficult for our organization, and managing multiple elements in terms of security is another difficult for an organization. And the thing is, this is at the end the cost is involved, and you need to have multiple vendors with multiple invoices, multiple billings. It is a problem for an organization, especially for a organization in a growing state. For enterprises, it's completely different, and we are not targeting them. Our main target is SMBs and startups and medium level companies, where they have issues over these problems.
Yeah.
And the second important thing is, the main problem what they are facing is the end-to-end compliance. So currently they have the compliance. Currently we have the compliance platform, but they are claiming it as end-to-end. But at the end, it is not. At the end, for an external audit, they have to go for a separate vendor, and then they have to obtain a certificate from them. So what we are doing, we are eliminating those process, even though the body is separate, right? But we are dealing everything from the platform. So you, as a end client, you don't need to worry about like contacting multiple peoples or connecting multiple clients to get a certification. That's one thing. Second thing, now we are transitioning into a compliant completely into the AI agent. So the agentic approach, which we are taking it from the day one, once they subscribe to our product, so automatically every assessment will take place. So that is, even reducing the time from the traditional compliance automation platforms and even the manual compliance automation platforms. So one of the recent example of our what delivering recently to one of the HRMS SaaS-based HRMS platforms, right? So they have three different vendors in terms of getting ISO and SOC 2 compliance together. But our price was little high, even though because of the timeline, like what we have quoted, and we said we were able to get this compliance, both compliance in 6 weeks. So they adopted us, and now we are in the process of delivering it. So it's not about just marketing it and it's delivering it. That's the social proof. Also, we have the social proof in G2. So G2 recently, listed us in top 25 compliance security compliance platforms, And also they have provided us a high performer in 2025 and best support. So this is the validation from our clients and also validation from the third party market insights platform like G2. It's an alternative to Gartner actually. So these are the validation which we are not just saying. You don't need to just take our word,
Yep.
just validation from the clients as well as the market insights, market research providers. So this is the main reason why the other people or other users are moving to Truzta right now.
Yep. Yeah, and I can see why. Obviously, yeah, I'd have to talk to our CTO about this because I know eventually we need to get our SOC 2 compliance and do that and go upstream
Yes,
and work with enterprise companies. So it sounds like you guys might be the solution actually for this. So
yes. So we are the one-stop solution. That's the major,
that's what I'm reading. And I'm not a technical guy. I've worked a lot on technicals, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm an engineer or anything like that. So, but definitely from the marketing side here, it sounds like exactly what you guys are doing is something
Yes,
that we
yes.
need. So great. So where can people learn more about your company and learn more about Trust today?
Yeah. So as I said, Truzta, we are not just providing compliance or we are not just providing security between you and your client. So, like if you are going for a B2B contract, if you're going for a higher enterprise bidding, so you need to be, certified. You need to be a security assurance. You need to be validated by that party. So we are. Our platform will provide you the assurance along with the compliance certifications, and you can be very confident and comfortable with the platform, and you can challenge. And because since it is real time, you can just open it and show the dashboard to the uh, to your B2B clients, and you can your security is validated. It's not just security is implemented. It is the more important thing in security is a validation. So you can have a firewall, you can have WAF, you can have all security controls, but whether it is working or not, how you validate. So even though in a recent case studies there are big EDRs can be hacked, so that's a case study which I'm talking about. So to validate those things, you need a compliance platform and as well as the security platform, which is called which our we are calling it our platform together. Compliance automation and providing proactive security. So that's our main objective. So we are building the trust to between your organization and your B2B clients. At the same time, we are building the trust between you as well as the regulators. So that's the main objective of Trust.
Yep. Sounds like it's in the name. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's why we chosen that name actually.
it's good branding. I like it. So
Yeah,
learn more at trust.com, right? Do you want to spell that out? It's TRUT.
Truzta, Trust.com.
Okay, that's truzta.com, everyone. That's truzta.com.
Yeah.
We're also proud to be partners with you guys and have you guys in our SaaS marketplace as well. Great to have a unique solution like yours to help our customers too. So
Yes, yes, Andy. Actually, I would like to, comment one point. So, especially related to NachoNacho, so we are providing a specialized discount to your users, right? Your user base, especially, and it's not like other marketplaces. And we are taking this into very serious, and especially for NachoNacho customers, we provided some additional discounts also where which is listed something different, and what we are giving the link is something different. And I have posted that link in the chat, so you can share it with your user base. So maybe your users can benefit from this.
yep,
Thank you so much for hosting this webinar, Andy.
definitely take advantage of that offer, everyone. It sounds like a great platform, and might as well save a little bit of money too. And it sounds like you're going to save a lot of money when you use Trust to get your compliance in order as well. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
Well, Mohammed, it's been great to have you on today. Looking forward to partnering with your company more and